Hello everyone, Drevis here. I'm gonna do a thing where I use a different character every single week. And Mario is the first character I'm going to do, and I'm gonna go in order. So next week will be Donkey Kong, Link, Samus, I'll probably do Echo Fighters too, so Dark Samus and so on. That means Samus will basically get 2 weeks. But, yeah. But this week I'm starting with Mario, and for the first episode, I will be going over... Actually, I'll just be trying out the character in training mode and just coming up with a game plan of how I want to play the character. Maybe you guys can watch this to take inspiration for when you pick up a new character or something and just kind of come up with a plan for how you want to play your character. So, this might be cheating a little bit, so the plan is to pick a character that I haven't played much before and to just kind of learn about them as I go on. So like, I'll pick up a new character and I'll be like, oh, so they have these moves and that's interesting, and here's the kind of playstyle I think I should base around that. If I can work on that character throughout the week, and hopefully by the end of the week I will actually have a decent character. Well, I'll be able to play them decently. But Mario's cheating a little bit because Mario actually used to be my main. It was kind of a while back, but even now, I'd still almost consider him a secondary. I don't know if I'd use him in bracket, but he definitely is like secondary level. So like I already have some experience with him, so this might be cheating a little bit for Mario. But for pretty much almost every other character, it won't really be as cheating. At least until I get to Lucina, who is my main right now. But basically, there's not like any kind of script, it's just me messing around with the character and coming up with a game plan. So that's the goal, that by the end of this video, I will have a game plan of how I want to play Mario. And I'll basically just decide by being like, oh, so based off of these moves and options and attributes this character has, this is how I think the character should be played. And then it's up to me to become good at playing the character in that way. But since I already played Mario a decent bit, I kind of already have an idea. So, what I already know is that Mario is pretty similar to how he was in Smash 4. He's very fundamental based, so if you have good fundamentals, Mario should not be hard to pick up for you. He's not very good in range, but he has decent movement, so he can like weave in and out of your opponent. His run speed isn't amazing, but it's not bad either. It's definitely average, but his air speed is really good, which is really good to combine with back airs. I almost forget my music choice because this is actually a little distracting. But yeah, so Mario is probably one of the more basic characters. But the thing is, let's look at his neutral. So his neutral actually is a little lackluster. So like, you know, he doesn't really have any good options facing in front of him. Some people space forward air in this game, which is not really an option you'd want to do in Smash 4, but it's a little better in this game. But it's still kind of risky, and it's still a little laggy. You could approach up with down tilt or jab. You can't get a decent bet out of down tilt, so being able to do down tilt out of a run is a huge buff for Mario. Jab you're not going to get a lot off of, but it's still like a good tool. Because it's very likely to hit and it's very safe, but you're not going to get a lot off of it if you do hit it. But Mario doesn't really have any good approach options otherwise. It's a little better in this game than it was in Smash 4 in my opinion, in terms of neutral specifically. Because Mario's aerials are going to be safer because of the reduced landing lag. You can do down tilt out of a run, etc, etc. Fireball's buffed, I believe. You can still approach with down air, and I'm pretty sure that's less laggy as well. But he still doesn't have any amazing options facing in front of him. Probably his best option that will get you a lot of reward is just his grab. His best neutral tool in neutral is probably just fireball facing in front of him. And you can like mix it up with down air, down tilt, maybe some jabs every once in a while. But Mario's back air is where Mario's neutral starts being good, but the limit is that his back air is only behind him. Like if Mario has a back air in front of him, like if Mario's forward air was his back air instead, somehow, like let's say Mario had Diddy's forward air, then Mario would be such a good character because he could just space around his opponent all day. And he'd probably be one of the best characters in the game. I'd say that'd actually be a very huge buff for him. He actually did kind of have something similar in Smash 64, but it wasn't really used in neutral. It's mostly a combo finisher because it was kind of laggy. But like, it was still kind of similar. But yeah, so Mario's back air is really good, but the limit is that it only reaches behind him. So Mario's going to be facing, I do know Mario likes to have his back facing the opponent, because he can bring out back airs, he can bring out his up smash optimally, and more. Of course, he can like B-reverse his fireball too. In terms of attributes, Mario is a decently agile character, so he can weave in and out of his opponent pretty well. So that kind of gives him a buff in neutral. So it's not like he's like slow and doesn't have that good neutral options. Like he can rely on movement in a lot of situations. But in terms of his combo game, honestly, he is one of the better combo games in the game in my opinion. It's really consistent. That was about 40 damage. And I think Mario's up B kills off the... I don't know what it was doing there. But I've seen Mario have some like really strong combos in this game. Like Mario's combo game is pretty absurd in this game. And it should not be underestimated. For the love of God, don't underestimate his punch scheme. Like, a lot of people think it's worse because down throw into up tilt doesn't really connect reliably anymore. And up tilt isn't as good in general. But the thing is, I feel like all of Mario's other moves got a buff in combos. So honestly, Mario's combo game is probably even more interesting now. Because, let's be honest, down throw into up tilt, it might work on Ganondorf if I do it right. Because Ganondorf's a pretty big character. No, maybe not. I don't know. I guess he's a lot skinnier in this game. I guess you generally want to do up throw now. But yeah, so this was pretty boring in Smash 4, let's be honest. I feel like Mario's combo game is actually more interesting now, even if it can be a little much. Like that killed. I told you that got buffed. But yeah. I think Mario would actually, if this Mario is in Smash 4, he would actually still probably be a really good character. And I think a lot of the mechanics in this game buff him a lot. The only problem is I feel like every other character got buffed even more than Mario. So Mario is still like a high tier, but he's not quite as top tier as he was in Smash 4. But I think Mario's generally a fun character. He can help you learn the game. But I am planning to make a guide at the end of the week, so I should try to gear away from making this like a tutorial. So I'm just gonna look at Mario's moves and just make like a game plan off of that. So this game is based off of conditioning and baiting. So let's see what tools Mario has to do that. Because this stuff's even more important for Mario than other characters because Mario's neutral isn't amazing in terms of like, he can't just like spam the move and do stuff, if that makes sense. Like he can't just spam Lucina's forward air and get away with a bunch of stuff. He has to kind of trick his opponent into getting hit by his strong combo starters. So jab's pretty much a get off me option. I could use that to kind of condition people to shield more, because I don't believe jab's safe on shield. So that's a small little thing I could do with jab. I have down tilt, which I have no idea how safe it is on shield really. I need to like get a second player to test that. Or I could go frame by frame and get a second controller, but I don't really... Actually, no, I do have a second controller. Maybe I will do that. But I'll probably do that on my own time. Forward tilt, it could have like some uses, but it's definitely not part of the game plan, if that makes sense. Like, it's not part of the way I'm generally going to be playing. Neither is up tilt doesn't really have a strong use in neutral, but it does have a use in advantage state in parts of combos. But yeah. Dash attack could be used as a surprise, and it could also condition people to shield, but I don't... It's not something you want to use everyone. I mean, it's not something you want to use often at all. Like, probably very, very rare mix-up is a dash attack. I think it's still 2 frames people, though. I'm not sure, though. Of course, his aerials are his best moves, though. Nair has a variety of uses. It stays out for a long time, so I think what we want to do is you want to just abuse the fact that it stays out for so long. So we can do it, we can use Nair, and pretty much go towards where we think the opponent's going to be. Back air is pretty much our spacing option. We can space back around our opponent and just see how they react to it, and just keep note of that for later. I think some people space forward air now, but I still don't think that's that good of an option, but I think it could be a mix-up. It might be safe on shield, because I could see it having a lot of shield stun, but I need to get a second controller and test that when I get the chance. Up air, I think you can hit standing opponents with it now. Probably, I think you can maybe do it in Smash 4, but I think you do it, it's a little better in this game. And it starts combos, but I don't know how risky or unrisky it is. Maybe if you, like, go past their shield. I don't know how I'm going to do it without a second controller. But maybe if you, like, go past their shield. And then just go past their body in general. Kind of like this. Then it could work. Down air is a nice aggressive option. And you can, like, cross up their shield with it. Oh, Fireball's nice too. Let's see. And Fireball's really nice to mix up with the reverses as well. And you have a lot of... You can really control yourself in the air a lot after doing a Fireball. Like, I can go backwards, I can go forwards. And you really have a lot of control in this game. I don't think you have this much control in Smash 4. So much that, like, to do a B reverse, you have to, like, shift your momentum afterwards. It's kind of a complicated input. Oh, I messed up. But, like, let's see. So to poke around your opponent to figure them out, I guess Mario's best tools are back air. You can also use Fireball. And other than that, most of his other moves aren't really poking around. You can maybe, like, poke around with down tilt if it's spaced really well, but even then I'm not sure. But then when you can use jab, more down tilts as a mix-up. You can also potentially poke around with forward air, but I'm still not sure how safe that is. Because I think what my prediction is that it's somewhat safe on shield if you space it, like probably if you fade back with it, because it probably has a lot of shield stun. But I do not think... I think if they don't shield it, like if they like run away and run back in, then it's probably an easy punish. So that's kind of what I'm worried about there. Because I think it could be easily whiff punished, because I don't think it's safe on whiff at all. Not even a little bit. But on shield it might be safe, but I'm still not sure. So I'm sure back air is a lot safer. But Mario doesn't have the best poking tools besides back air. Which is why Mario wants to be facing his back to the opponent a lot of the time. You can kind of go in and like nair backwards like this and it's probably safe, I think. I don't have a way of accurately testing that. But that could be a way to poke around. But I'm sure back air is just the ultimate way to poke around. It's just his best poking tool, no matter what way you put it. So that's probably the main way you want to poke, but you want to mix it up with some other moves every once in a while. Just so it doesn't just get predictable. Of course you can go in with down air, and of course you can learn a lot about them if they shield it, because you can cross them up, or just fade back. But it's not something you want to be using all the time. Because it's a little riskier, it's a little aggressive, I guess you should say. Although it's still a decent move, of course. You can't really use up air to poke. Oh yeah, so... And of course, whenever you think your opponent's gonna shield, or you successfully bait or condition them to do something, you can go for a grab. Similar to Smash 4, Mario still gets a lot off of grab. Like, he can still combo down throw into up air, and still get quite a bit of stuff off of it. I don't think that wasn't your combo. Oh, come on. That sucks. That's unfortunate. Oh, that still works. Anyway. Oh, I think you wanna... So I guess with Mario, my game plan so far is to weave in, out, and out really well with movement. Like, you wanna just... You don't want to throw out too many hitboxes, but you want to just run around them a lot. So and jump around. So I'm not going to be attacking often, but when I do attack, I'm going to occasionally space a back air. You know, I'll also occasionally throw out a fireball when it's safe to do so, because fireball's still kind of laggy. So if someone catches you trying to do it, if someone predicts it, they can still punish it, and it's not a hard punish either. Of course, whenever you're in a very tough spot, you can jab out of the situation. You can also occasionally jab at neutral. It is a good move. It does give you stage control as well. But I don't think that's something we want to do too much, because obviously there's moves that will give us a lot more information from our opponent, or moves that will get us a lot more off of our opponent. Or a lot more, like, damage or advantage or whatever off of our opponent. Will this kill? Yeah. No, I thought that killed. Okay, anyway. Of course, you can use Nair in certain situations, but I think that's kind of situational. You want to use it to, like, cover their options or kind of create a wall around them. But I don't think that's something you want to, like, poke around with often in neutral. But whenever you make, like, a prediction, you can, like, kind of Nair to cover their options, because it covers a lot. You can maybe do something similar with down air, because you can drift back and forth. And occasionally I can come in with a down tilt as well. I think, okay, I guess back air and fireball are my downloading my opponent's moves. Jab is a situational, like, get out of jail free card. Dash attack. Dash attack is a rare mix-up. Nair is kind of a situational cover your opponent's options thing. Down air is an aggressive approach, and something you can kind of use to poke around, but not as much as back air or fireball. And you can kind of do some similar stuff with Nair as well, because you can kind of poke around and be safe, but don't rely on it too much. This is a little riskier than, like, back air, if it's back air space, of course. And when I think I predict my opponent, or when I see a good opportunity, or etc., I can use grabs, up airs, if my opponent's high enough to get hit by a grounded one, of course, because it may not always be. I was gonna do up air, forward air, whoops. And of course I'll be weaving in and out with movement. That's something I cannot stress enough. Movement is very important in this game, and I feel like it's kind of underutilized. Let's see. Oh, and I can also use down tilt, because down tilt also combos. I don't think it combos at 0%? Yeah, it didn't even combo into jab. That comboed into jab. That did not combo into up air, though. That comboed into up air. So around mid-percent, you can start using down tilt to punish. but it's not something I think is it's not something you want to use as often as grab, or even up air. You can also use down air to punish occasionally because that can also set up combos. And yeah. Now, of course, I guess neutral is kind of like the main thing we're going to be going over, because advantage is kind of another story, and it depends on the matchup, it depends on the character. Well, I mean, it depends on your playstyle, but we will go over advantage a bit. So, with Mario, I do know his up air is probably one of the better juggling tools in the game. Even if you don't get like true combos off of it, it's still really good. Like, you can finish up air string, and then you can wait for your opponent to come down. That's a bad example because he's off stage. And get him again. What's really good in advantage though is up smash. You can also use up smash to punish people actually. But I feel like I prefer to go for something that starts up a combo. But your up smash still sets up advantage and it's still a strong hitter move. You can occasionally use it neutral, but it's kind of situational. You want to like reverse yourself. So practice doing that if you want. But yeah, so Mario can use up air to juggle. You can also occasionally use down air. Down air goes really early off the top. So I'll be using up air and occasional down airs in very specific scenarios to an advantage when I'm juggling my opponent. But when they land, sometimes I can like land before them and bait them and hit them with an up tilt. Oh, I messed up. I did not mean to dash that way. Or I can hit them with an up smash, which won't combo as well. But, you know, it's still a really strong hit and it still sets your opponent up in the air. So you're still an advantage, so you can still continue trying to juggle them. Off stage, it seems like Mario has a lot of edge guarding options. Of course he has forward air, but that's very specific. You don't want to overuse that because it is kind of a commitment. It's kind of risky. You can also use Nair to cover their options because Nair lasts for so long. But you can also just continuously use back airs off stage. Cape and Flood is an option. Wait, I forgot about Flood. Flood's actually such a underutilized move in both this game and Smash 4. Probably Brawl as well, but knowing Mario's kind of bad in Brawl. The fact that you can jump and air dodge out of Flood. Well, actually, could you air dodge out of Flood in Smash 4? Maybe you could. I don't know. Is there... And you can also roll. I think you could have done that in Smash 4. I know you could have rolled. But jumping out of Flood is new, and it's such a good option. Like, Flood's even better than it was before. And Flood's like such a good move because you can like... I mean, you could be really creative with it. Like, it's not just good for edge guarding, it gives you stage control. Especially if your opponent's in the air. Well, I messed up. Yeah, if their opponent's in the air, it puts them in such a bad spot. You can use it an advantage to set them in an even worse spot than they already were. Let's see. Let's just think about ways we can use it. Of course, we can use it to just see how they react to it, so you can use it to gain information. Sometimes you can, if they're doing a certain action, you just flood them away and then just get stage control. Oh yeah, charging Flood in neutral baits them to be more aggressive, because they're like, oh, I can't let you charge that, and then they'll start fighting you. So you can use it to, if your opponent's like not being as aggressive as you want your opponent to come to you, you can just start charging Flood. And if you use Flood often, you can just charge it again. And since Flood's not that crazy useful, it's not like a super killing move or anything, if you use it often, it's not a big deal, because then you can just start charging it. I almost think charging it might be even more useful than actually using it in some situations. Because your opponent cannot let you charge it, you know? And of course you use it off stage to edge guard. And as I was saying about edge guarding, you also have Kate. So Mario has quite a bit of options for edge guarding. Nair to cover them, kind of to set up some... Kind of imagine it like you're setting up a wall around the ledge. Back air to just kind of hit them off. cape situationally, flood situationally, and forward air very situationally. And Mario can go kind of deep, but I don't think he can go as deep as he did in the last game, so be careful, especially if you're used to Smash 4 Mario. Let's see. What else? In disadvantage, when Mario's landing, you can use cape to stall. But other than that, his air speed is really good, so you want to abuse that. So you can kind of drift around your opponent trying to juggle you really well. Of course, you still have an air dodge. You could like flood and jump to mix it up, or just flood in general, maybe. Or you can flood and air dodge. So since you can use a lot of options out of flood, you can maybe like do some stuff with it, but it's not something I do often. I don't know what I was doing there. And yeah. So ledge trapping. I guess there's multiple ways to ledge trap, and it kind of depends on you as a player, because Mario has multiple ways to ledge trap. Of course, there's standing at the ledge and holding shield. If they do a roll get up, you could probably just back air. If they do a jump, you could do an up air maybe, or a down air, or maybe even just a nair. You can also catch neutral get ups with nair kind of easily, because nair lasts so long, so it kind of covers for a good amount of time. But I think get up attack will beat it, unless you like position it like kind of godlike. You can also just back air them. I don't know what move hits under the ledge. It's something I need to test. It's something I'll probably be doing on my own time, probably. Unless I could set my CPU to control. And you kind of get him to the ledge. Oh, that's easier said than done. Okay, hold on. Hold on, guys. Oh, he won't slide off. He would slide off in Smash 4. Maybe... Oh. Okay, so down tilt hits under ledge. Forward tilt kinda does? Down tilt seems like the most consistent option. Doesn't seem like down smash hits under the ledge. Yeah, so down tilt's the most consistent option. So you can use down tilt to make it where like they can't just hold onto the ledge forever, but still like shield afterwards because they could get up attack and beat it out. If they neutral get up, you could grab or nair. Or maybe down air could work as well. If they get up attack, that's just an easy grab because it's not safe on shield. Roll, you could either run back and grab them, but I don't know. You kind of have to do it pretty fast or else it won't work. Or you could just back air, which I think is a little more lenient, but you won't be able to throw them off stage and you won't be able to set as much of an advantage if you do that. Maybe you could down air backwards? That's just an idea though. That's just a concept. I'm not sure if that would actually be a good idea in practice. And if they jump, then it's just up to you to cover their landings. You can maybe catch it with an up air or down air though, but you could also just wait for them to land and just juggle them. Because get up jump is probably the best one in the game, just because there's not always going to be a guaranteed punish for it. But it does put you in a bad position because you have to land. So that's the disadvantage for that. But yeah. I think I'm almost done. Mario could pretty much be played any way. You could play him defensively or aggressively. I think it just depends on you as a player, so if you really can't find a man in this game, Mario could be the one for you because you could play him any way you want. He's a pretty fun character in my opinion too. Mario gets a lot off of combos, so if you main Mario, I think I would recommend, I'll go over this more in my guide of him that I'll do on Sunday probably, or Saturday. I'm still kind of deciding my schedule. Oh, I forgot to set him to control. Well, I think you can hit them with angle down S smash, and that's like a hard punish. But I think you should just use down tilt because that's more consistent and less laggy. Unless you're really confident in the S smash. But at least I think it hits anyway. Okay. Let's see, is there anything else I'm forgetting? I think there is. So, just to rephrase, in neutral, the main moves I'll be using to poke around is back air and fireball, just to gain information on my opponent. I'll occasionally use down air for situational uses, nair to cover my opponent's options. I think, oh, and I'll also use flood in creative ways. There's not really a set way you want to use it. I think it just depends on how you want to use it as a player. Since it's very strategic, you can use it pretty much any way you want. You can occasionally use up smash, you can use grab, and you can run up and down tilt to punish. In advantage, I'm mainly juggling with up air and occasional down airs, and I can also land and use up tilt or up smash as a mix-up. But of course, Mario does get a lot off of true combos, or frame traps or whatever. Edge guarding, I already went over it, so I'm not going to go in depth because it's pretty simple already. Back airs, nairs most of the time, but of course flood, cape situationally, and if you make a really hard read or your opponent just does something so stupid, you can use a forward air. And of course you want to abuse your movement as much as possible, especially your airspeed. So you can like short hop, do a lot of backflips, just weave in and out of your opponent to also gain information. That's like almost as good of a neutral tool as like back air, just abusing your movement. So that's what I'm gonna do. Most likely on Wednesday I will be playing Quick Play with Mario, most likely Elite Smash. So when I do that, I'll be kind of going over, I'll basically be trying to play in the way that I just described. And I probably forgot something. Oh, you can also use short hop up air to punish if you make a read or condition your opponent. So yeah. Back air, fireball, conditioning tools. Oh, you can also use jab. But yeah, I think back airs are like your main conditioning tool. That's something you should definitely keep in mind. And of course you can use nair, decent bit neutral too. And you can use fireball every once in a while. But it's very useful, but it is a bit of a commitment, so that's not something I use super often. Even if it is really good at gaining information and using it to condition your opponent and stuff. But yeah, I think that's it for now. Thank you guys for watching. If you watched to the end, thank you very much. This is probably kind of a lengthy video. I don't know, I feel like they should be lengthy though, because it's me just completely like analyzing the character and how I think they should be played. But at the same time, if you guys think I should make them shorter, then feel free to let me know, and I'll try to work on that. Maybe I'll just try to script it a little more. But the whole point of this is me like trying to come up with a game plan. And it'll probably be a bit more interesting in later videos because I already kind of have some experience with Mario. Like I felt like I was just saying a lot of stuff I already kind of knew. With other characters, I'm actually just gonna be like, I'm gonna be thinking a lot more, if that makes sense. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.